What's going on, folks? Hope you're having a wonderful night or day. Welcome back to the party. Today we're going to be talking about a game called Ancient Kingdoms. So if you're not familiar with this game, it is a co-op game on Steam. It's very similar, well, it's built like an MMORPG, so you're basically playing in a co-op game that is structured like an MMORPG. At the moment, you can only play up to 4 players, but that's something that they're going to be expanding on in the future, and I got some really cool detail to talk about there. At this time, you can either play solo, like playing a single-player game, invite your friends to your server, or you can play on multiplayer worlds that are like kind of tied to whoever starts the game. And as I understand it, when they go offline, then the world goes offline too. However, they are planning to have it to where you'll be able to have an always online server, so like dedicated server, for example. And it's kind of going to be their introduction into increasing the player count in the future, because they do have plans to incorporate a player cap increase of up to 10 people. And then eventually down the line, they plan to have official servers of up to 30 to 50 people. So right now you've got the MMORPG experience put in place, but they're slowly working and building their way up to being able to actually host these bigger servers. And eventually, because they're using the Epic Games tech, they're planning on having, eventually, once things are kind of set in stone, up to potentially 200 players. This game, as you might expect, it's got everything you'd expect from an MMO. It's got a grinding process, questing. It's got world bosses that roam around and are very difficult to kill. Also, if you do come across one, because they do roam the map, you have to be very wary because they will one-shot you if you're not careful. And then you also, of course, have these mercenaries that are following me right now. I'm playing as a single player, but these mercenaries are able to help me in battles. You can, of course, hire them based on the class that you want in your party. So for me, I've got a druid, a cleric, and a wizard. They provide very good buffs, and they also provide very good healing capabilities. And me myself, I'm playing a warrior as a tank class. As you can see at the bottom here, you have your own abilities. And then as far as like the skill tree, you can actually pick and choose what kind of character you want to be. As a warrior, I could either be a sword and shield, sword and board warrior, which is what I am, or I can structure my character more on the two-handed weapon side to be more of a DPS character. I also do have a two-handed weapon in my inventory, as a matter of fact, and although I can use it, I don't really need to, because I'm going to be tanking anyway, so I'll let the DPS come from like the wizard and the druid, and then I'll just focus on the tanking myself. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can build your character. I haven't actually tried some of the other classes, but there are several. There's ranger, druid, rogue, cleric, wizard, warrior, and I might be forgetting one or two more. There's also different races in the game, of course. Myself, I'm a dwarf. There's like that one. I think that's a dark elf. I know there's human, of course, and regular elf, and they do have different starting zones around the map. I'm not sure if I can actually open the map in this area or not. World map, here we go. So you've got a whole map here that you can kind of look at, and we start in the Everfrost zone, of course. This is for the dwarves, but then you've got like the Molten Summit. I think this might be where the Dark Elves start. Don't quote me on that, though. I kind of forget which one's which. But then, of course, the Twilight Forest, that's for the Elven lands, and you can travel between the different starting zones as well. You can also build houses, like you have a house system in the game. So it does take a little bit of money to get started, but once you do have that, then you're able to buy your own furniture. And there's also a pretty intricate system when it comes to looting. Like if you find some unique items in dungeons, for example, and then like let's say you find a recipe for some armor by killing mobs. If you come back to that same dungeon and you find that recipe again, then they have a really cool new feature where instead of it, like it normally would not allow you to pick that item up, instead of it doing that, you get a choice between converting it into money, primal essence, which is something I'm not 100% familiar with yet, but it's a currency that is going to be useful for something, extracted from unique magic items, right? So it's probably going to be used to like imbue, because there is going to be an imbue system, or there already is going to be, it already is an imbue system in the game. It's probably used to enhance gear in some way. There's also, of course, dungeons like we're in right now. I'm not really focused a whole lot on... Ooh, I already got one of those, sweet. But I can transform this into gold. It's not always going to just transfer into gold, like one gold. Like usually when you get unique items, they're going to be worth a little bit more. But yeah, like I said, there's multiple bosses within dungeons. There's also a codex. If you press N, you'll see that. So as you come across these different bosses, you'll kind of get an idea of what they can drop loot-wise. And as you like obtain that loot from them, you can see what basically what they do drop at any given time. So that's pretty cool as well. I think I do need to go back and kill this guy, actually. He might have a couple of good things for me, as a matter of fact. But yeah, you've got that codex, and then you've got, of course, professions that you can have access to. I actually did not know that they had this, as a matter of fact. I had no idea that this was a thing. Got like a crafting codex. That's pretty awesome, actually. What? I did not know that. Hunting. This one is actually fairly new, as I understand it. So there is a hunting profession that was incorporated. I don't exactly know what any of these are quite yet. I'm guessing that's some kind of potentially wolf or dog. Very, very cool. You've got herbalism, cooking, and then of course, as as you're a player and you can play with other people, you can specialize in different things. Like we kind of saw back in the dwarven keep or whatever we were in. There was an alchemy table there, and then you also have access to like a bank. There's also a shared bank that you can utilize between different characters, and then there's also backpacks. So it kind of functions like a old school MMO in a sense, where like after you exhaust your regular inventory slots, you have backpacks that you can use. And then, of course, you can craft more backpacks. You can find more backpacks. There's also, of course, mounts. So you've got all that fun stuff, too. Okay, we made it. So we're going to show off a little bit about how the boss system works. And, of course, you usually tend to have these, sub-minions that will become before the boss. And then I need to get these ice real ores, actually. Give me a second here. So this one's Vexna. I do like this boss, actually. She's pretty cool to fight. And this is actually a faction mission that I'm doing right now. You apparently unlock this at level 40. And when you do, you're able to actually take missions from the faction vendor. And then you can earn, I don't know if it's this, I don't think so. But you can actually earn like resources to get augments and stuff like that that you can utilize to upgrade your gear. So when I get 30 of these, I'll be able to turn that into the faction vendor that's like on the south end of the map, and then be able to use that towards the augments to upgrade my gear. So we need to also kill these bosses because they can drop keys, which give us access to these chests, which can usually have like really rare ores that are worth a lot in them. And as you can see, there is an aggro system. Me as a tank, I'm able to taunt these mobs, keep them focused on me. And she did, of course, summon ads, but we didn't really need to care about them too much because we're powerful, we're mighty. So now we can just go ahead and warp back. You do get these scrolls. I can't remember if there's a way to buy these scrolls per se. I'm pretty sure there is. Let's hop on our horse here. Also, each of the starting areas, they have their own houses. So like this one over here is one of the houses that we could buy. And I'll go over here really quick just to kind of showcase what it looks like. We're not going to really be able to do much with it because I think it's going to cost like 23K or something like that to buy it. And I've been spending a lot of money primarily on hiring the mercenaries because I've been dying quite a bit. I've been getting my butt kicked by these bosses out here. Some of them are really tough. So actually 39K. Yeah, I think the one of the elven territory was like about 23K. This one's 39K. So that's going to be a bit of a grind. But I'm sure there's a better way to like earn money. That's a faction vendor right there, but not necessarily the one I was talking about. But I know there's going to be a better way to farm up money. There is something called a forgotten altar or forgotten emblem, which can be used at the forgotten altar. And this is something that you can utilize to farm up money, farm up experience. We'll test it out in a second here. But I'm just selling some of the stuff that I got from the dungeon. There is a crafting system. Usually what you'll do is you'll get recipes throughout the world. You also have the ability to get these different items, like these rare kind of, I don't know really what to call them, but they're like items you can collect. And once you have all 4, or some of them have 3, then you can generate some kind of treasure to sell for a really good price as well. So there is that as an option. I don't want to sell that. I need these for quests. We'll sell this. I really suck at treasure maps. There is something there too. There's a treasure scroll. I don't really trust myself trying to do that though, so I'll probably just put these in the bank, to be honest. Because yeah, I'm terrible with navigation, location, anything like that. You do not want to rely on me for. Trust me, it is not going to be pretty. Okay, so we should probably just put this in the bank here. Hold on. Let's see. Can I right click this? How do I do this? Wait a minute. There we go. Control click. I'll put that in the bank. I'm going to leave some of this stuff out here. Of course. I suppose I will keep these. Oh, I just have to regular click. That's all I have to do. Got it. Okay, 10 spider silk, 5 wolf skins. I can remember that, I would hope. I do need to add these to my actual bar here. Potion of rage. Yes. Got it. Suppose I'll keep that in there just in case it becomes useful later. And then this is another one where I can kind of like gather them up, collect them, and then combine them into something useful. There are actually I got one once before. There's these rare pages, like a rare books, where if you like have them in your inventory, as long as you have them in your inventory, they will produce like a special effect. I have seen those before, but I don't fully know where to get them. Okay, so we've made our way to an orc fortress. You always want to start off by, even the smaller mobs, you want to start off by taking them out, because if you get enough of these on you, because they have a pretty large aggro range, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. When they stack up like this, even at our level, they can probably take us out pretty easily. And you got to be real careful once you get a little bit deeper in there. Like when you're at the early stages, especially when you're playing solo and you have mercenaries, because they're great, but they're not perfect. Okay, so they might have times where they might have trouble, moving where you want them to move, and they might pull a mob or two. Normal MMO stuff. So you got to be really careful in these situations, especially, I mean, even when you're playing with players too, you got to be careful of the same thing, positioning and all that. And some of these mobs can do a crap ton of damage. That's something you'll notice is like, even as a tank, there's some cases where like even if I'm popping all my defensives and everything, which I'm usually doing, it can be pretty tough to stay alive in certain situations. But the party composition that we've got going on right now with the Cleric, Druid, and the Wizard make it to where we get a lot of buffs, we get a lot of health regeneration. You could also duplicate classes, so if you wanted to have 2 clerics, you totally could. I did actually have that the last time I was in here, but I noticed that the DPS was just not where it needed to be, and that the Druid actually does a really good job at helping with the DPS, so I decided to go for this combo instead. Now see right here, this is a big pack. I'm going to pop a defensive. I might actually pop a potion here. I am popping an AoE taunt for sure. Put all these bad boys on me. Yep, get them all on me. And of course, focus fire is very important in this game as well. And what we're going to do after we're done with this is we're going to go over to the Elven land, and we're going to do one of those forgotten altars over there. Show you how that area looks. But I don't think I've been everywhere. Like as far as all the starting zones go, there's probably like 1 or 2 that I haven't been to yet. And then, of course, I haven't explored everywhere in the game. Like, there's a lot of different dungeons in the game that you can have access to. When you do go over to those other towns as well, you do have the ability to buy houses there and gain reputation with those specific factions. So that part's really cool as well. Oops. Guy's going down quick, so I'm not even going to steal aggro, because any of these abilities, they'll cost rage. So I got to be kind of careful how I use all this. See, like right here, for example, an AoE taunt. Ooh, that's going to be a big... Oh my god. Oh. Ref, do something. Okay.
This is what you get when you...
Okay, so that's the boss right there. You have to be extremely careful with him. He is a very powerful boss. You might have noticed that big maul in his hand, that huge freaking maul. And honestly, he's probably the hardest boss that I've fought so far. And I think the main reason is you have a boss level, like a boss's health, but you have basically a boss and a half's worth of damage. So he's an extremely difficult boss to fight, not only because he will summon adds that you need to take care of pretty quick, but also because he does a crap ton of damage. And even as a tank, it can be difficult to handle him. And the first thing is I have to take all the orcs out around him, because if I don't, naturally he's going to call all these guys on top of summoning more orcs, which is something we really, really don't want. Like, we really, really, really don't want that. So I'm going to try to take all these guys out first, and then hopefully we can take him out, or they have a chance to respawn. I think we're good. We are not good. We are definitely not good. Jim, we got a problem. We got a huge problem. We need to kill this one real fast. I mean, super fast. He has luckily not spawned any ads yet, but that will be changing in a split second. There it is. Okay. All right. Now we need to kill that other one like right fucking now, or I'm gonna die. I'm just not gonna panic. That's exactly what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna panic because you know what? When we panic, horrible things happen. That's what happens. Horrible things. So no, we're just gonna remain calm. This one's gonna die. We're gonna switch right over to the next one. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Okay. Alright, that one's running. Great. Okay, I'm gonna stun you, bad boy. Nope, I'm not. I'm just gonna... Am I gonna die? I might die. Can we focus this one, please? I should really just be focused. I should be telling the wizard and the wizard only to do this. Okay, next one, please. Thank you. Generate rage here. Yep, get me that. Luckily, these guys don't have that much health. Okay. Did he summon more? He summoned more. Great. I love that. I love that for us. Okay, just keep focusing. We totally got this. Nope, not panicking at all. Not in the slightest. Okay, I'm gonna stun this bad boy. Did you summon more? What's happening here? What's happening? I don't know. I'm gonna activate my defense here. Okay, got my rage. Kidoki. One more. Is it one more or two more? I think it's two. Okay. Just talking myself through this right now. Alright, it's just him. There we go. For now. For now, it's just him. Everybody focus. I'm going to save my defensive. I'm also going to save my stun. No point me using it right now. Getting some misses here, but that's okay. I am going to make sure that he's on me, though. At 25k health. Here we go. Okay. Stun him. Alright, everybody focus. Focus up now. Come on, let's go. Get that one. Kill it. Kill it before I die. Let's go. Okay. Now, next one. Come on. 3 seconds to my defensive. Thank you. Next one. Hop in. Okie dokie. Are we good? No, we're not good. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Thank you. Okay. We're good. Whew. Alright, we're at 17k. Popping that stun. Is it another one? Not yet. Okay. Not quite yet. So as you can see, yeah, very scary experience with this guy. He is a tough cookie, and I do mean a tough cookie. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pop it. And then, you know what? Hopefully he does not summon... We're going to be in a bad spot if he does. I'll have to pop the bandages. I will have to pop the bandages for sure. Come on. Come on. 4K. 4K. I kind of wonder if you can stun him through summoning those mobs, actually, too. I'm very curious on that. We almost got him. No, you don't. Thank you. Damn it. I've already gotten this one before. Damn, that was a tough fight. Okay, we got him. We got him. Let's just zoom on out of here. Let's go, people. Come on. Nope, time to go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is time to potentially run. We should probably run. Yep, we're going to be running. Let's go. Time to go. Nope. No, 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 no. No. Thank you. Also a scary experience. Very. Very much so. Okay. I would say we made it out. We're not fully out yet, though. You know, so. Okay, now we're good. Alright, phew. Now that that's over, we're going to go over to the Elven Land, and I'll show you one of these Forgotten Altars. Actually, no, we're going to go up there because I do need to take that one out specifically for a quest line. Okay, we're here. We're out here. So the Forgotten Altar, when you activate it, Yeah, the event's already running, but when you activate it, you sacrifice one of these forgotten emblems, and these are something you can get from the mobs out in the world, bosses, and there might be a way to, farm them, like you might get them from chests and stuff like that too, but essentially what happens is it becomes a wave-based event where these skeletons will start spawning, and when you're in the Elven Zone, it's a little bit different. From what I remember, I think like gnomes will start spawning over there. It's kind of funny, but you got to kill all the gnomes, and then eventually like a boss comes out. Same concept here. We're taking these skeletons out right now. We just cleared the first wave, and they're not really that difficult here yet, but they will start to increase in level. And then the boss, honestly, the boss isn't as bad. It's definitely not as bad as that orc boss. That orc boss has been the craziest one so far. And, it really just, you just have to DPS them down, but there's not like a rage timer or anything like that, so you're pretty much good there. But yeah, I would just say like the world bosses and the dungeon bosses are the most difficult part. There are some mobs too that you kind of have to be careful with, but when you get things down, you start progressing your characters, you'll be fine. But one thing I'm really looking forward to is seeing them incorporating, official servers. I think that'll be really cool. Something that's also very interesting is that you can take your character from single-player games to multiplayer games and vice versa. And I feel like a lot more games need to start incorporating that. I feel like a lot of survival games are already starting to do that. Well, some survival games are already starting to do that. Like recently covered Plains of Pain. I feel like Enshrouded. I think Enshrouded might do that. I can't remember for sure. I think it does because I remember hearing about public servers you could go to get materials and then bring them back to your world or something like that. So yeah, I think it's a good concept, and hopefully more games will start to adopt that, especially ones that kind of want to build yourselves up to an MMO in the future, kind of like this, because yeah, it's a really good idea. Starting from like a single player co-op experience and building out towards the multiplayer MMORPG kind of scenario. I think even like Legacy, Steel and Sorcery, I think that's what it's called. That one is planning to do something similar too. Okay, so we're on the third wave. I think once we get past this one is when we get to the boss. And this event actually isn't super bad for farming experience. I would say going from like 35 to 40, this has been a big help in farming experience, a very big help. Oh, okay. I was like, I hope it's not bugging. But I will say, whoever plays as like a healer in this game, I do not envy you, because I feel like this would be a difficult game to heal in. I mean, with all the, well, I think the players themselves, I think we get access to more spells and skills than the mercenaries do. Could be wrong on that, but there are veteran skills, which I'm assuming we might get like maybe past level 30, or sorry, level 50. And when we get those, it looks like they're capable of inspiring and enhancing the mercenaries. So I'm assuming that's kind of what, those are for. I should probably taunt this guy. Hold on. I'm like not getting any hits on him. I'm missing everything. There we go. But yeah, I'm assuming that's kind of what that's for. Ooh. It's like a mix between boosting your mercenaries and bursting your character. This guy was not level 42 the last time I was here. Then again, I wasn't level 40. So boost him up a little bit, and he's hard to hit. But one thing I will say is that he seems to be more susceptible to magic than physical. Because last time I was here and I had a ranger, rogue, cleric combo, and it took forever. Even below level 40 when he wasn't as scaled up, it took forever to kill him. So I do think for this guy it might be more beneficial to bring a mage if you can. We almost got him, please. Take this dude down. You might drop something pretty good this time, too. I mean, I think I've gotten most of his loot, but we'll see. It might be something special this time because it's scaled. Oh, that. I have not gotten that yet. Okay, cool. I mean, I have gotten that, but I don't have that many of those, so that's fine. See, in this, yeah, right here, like I said, we normally, when we convert to gold, we'll get like 1 gold piece. That one was 358, so that was pretty good. And then I can farm that 2 more times if I wanted to, because I have 2 more of the emblems, but we're going to stop there for now. But what I will do, I'm going to go down and show you the, oh yeah, let's complete that quest first of all, and then we'll go down to the Elven zone to kind of show that off really quick. Hold on. Okay, 80,000 experience, not too shabby at all, 55%, I'll take it. Okay, let's go down. And here we are. We're in the Twilight Forest, so you can just freely move through these zones like I mentioned, and you can buy a house here. As you can see, there's a housing zone over here. There's a tavern where you can hire more mercenaries if you need to. You can even take the starting zone quest lines. You can use their vendors. That's all fine. And this one costs 23k. And honestly, I do like the look of this area. And I think I can get it because I am honored with them, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm honored with the Elven Kingdom, so I should be able to actually buy a house here too. But no, yeah, I really like it. And if you wanted to go to like the Dark Alliance area, you could. The Army of Order, I'm not sure exactly who they are, but you could go there too. Oh, probably the humans. That makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the game so far. Ooh, sweet. But if you guys, have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. Love to answer those. And ooh, it looks like this one. Oh, sweet. I can do this one too for the Twilight Forest Forgotten Altar event. So yeah, that's a good idea too, going around to the different maps or the different zones and doing their quest lines. I would highly recommend it for this reason too. There's actually a pretty good farming spot over here somewhere where you can kind of like lure mobs into the guards and get the guards to kill them. I was actually using that for a couple of levels when I was like 20 plus ish. But hope you guys enjoy. Thanks so much again for watching, folks. Have a good one.